This Friday, the NBA on Prime tips off with their debut doubleheader. First up, Boston brings the action to the Garden as the Celtics face the New York Knicks. Then out west, it's a battle of the superpowers as the Lakers try to go against the relentless pace of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Celtics, Knicks, Timberwolves, Lakers. Coverage starts Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern, only on Prime.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Minnesota Vikings head west to face the Los Angeles Chargers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Vikings and Chargers, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I am your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager, and today is Wednesday, bitch. If you are inside of motherfucking Patreon, if you are outside of Patreon, it's Friday, ho. And either way, I hope you're having a good motherfucking day, bitch, okay? No matter what day you're listening, ho. Now, I want to give a brief update because I just updated this on my social media. So Patreon, y'all get this shit in real time. I got a follow-up email from the young lady where her coworker was repeatedly saying nigga in the workplace, and she just demanded to know why she cannot. So just a brief, backstory. She, was bombarded with questions from a white colleague asking her, why can't I just say nigga? And she didn't say, why can't I just say the N-word? She said, oh, no, I'm going to use the full one. I want to say nigga, okay? I want to say it. Let me say it. You can give me a pass, right? So that turned into a whole thing. Young lady at the job, the white woman, had only been there for 2 months, which is dumb as fuck, guys. You're dumb as fuck. You're still within the 90 days. Damn. You couldn't even wait. You was like, let me go question the first nigga I see, and I'm going to see why I can't say nigga in the workplace. Hey, nigga, I've only been here for 2 months. Okay, guys. But that's basically what the fuck happened. So the young lady escalated the report, of course. She took it to HR. They told her, hey, girl, we're going to let you know what's going on. We're going to check and see. And thankfully, this is our update, okay? She says, hey, Brandy. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for responding to my previous email. Your viewers had a lot of good insight on top of yours, period, bitch. And just like I said on social media, we was clocking that shit, okay? We had us a good-ass day that day. I ended up not having to take it the extra mile because they fired her. Ring, 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 celebration. But they fired her ass, and rightfully so. She called herself dropping dimes on everyone as if they had anything. Oh, Lord, I'm so excited about this. As if they had anything to do with you deciding to use a racial slur inside of the workplace. She texted me about an hour after she left and said, I hope you're happy. Actually, bitch, yes, I am. I'm ecstatic. You got what you wanted. Good luck. Okay, bitch, I'm actually still employed. You're the one that needs luck because it's hard as fuck to find a job. So now someone is walking me out to my car for the time being, just in case she's a problem. Shaking my head. I can't make this stuff up. Anyways, thank you so much. I've been learning a lot from you. Listen, y'all. It is never a good idea to engage in any conversation that can be offensive in the workplace. And you don't get to decide what's offensive or what is not when you're saying it to somebody else. Okay, guys? To the men, keep your mouth off of women's bodies. Okay, do not say anything about how they look. You don't need to talk about what they look like, how their hair is, this and it. Keep it to your motherfucking self, okay? Unless there is a mutual agreement that this conversation is okay. But still, you need to be very careful, because what you consider to be a mutual agreement can sometimes be seen as other things. Be careful with that. Ladies, the same thing. You need to conduct yourself in a professional manner, and conversations need to be like related to fucking work, guys. Okay, I know, as enticing as it may be to discuss public event, or not public events, but current events, or as enticing as it may be to discuss religion or whatever, because you don't feel like this person is going to get offended by something that you say, or even that you don't even think it's offensive. It doesn't matter, bitch, whether you think it is or not. Because when your ass lands in the HR office about whatever you said or whatever conversation you were participating in, nobody's going to give a fuck whether or not you thought it was offensive or not. They're only going to care about the person who made the complaint. And to my white sisters and brothers, is it worth it to say nigga that bad? You want to say it that bad that you are willing to put your motherfucking job, the way you take care of yourself, if you have a family, is it worth it, bitch? I hope that the answer is no. To our Latina sisters and brothers, I hope you are listening as well, bitch. Okay? Keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Y'all need to talk about shit that is at work and work-related surface-level conversations. There should be no fucking conversations of deep thought inside of the workplace unless it involves your job. If your job is not centered around deep thought, surface level conversation only. Weather, okay, sports, very general conversation. That's what you need to fucking stick with. Now, let's go to our next motherfucking email. This one, bitch, I wish I could show y'all this. I'm actually going to post it in Patreon so Patreon can see. It is a photo of someone that has written a note on some tissue, and it says, bitch, you need God. Now, there is a follow-up email, so let's open it. So what this is, the email is saying, because she didn't really write too much. She just said at the job, or after the job, said there was nothing they can do. So apparently the company has investigated this situation. The camera room that's in the break room the camera, I don't know why I say camera room. The camera that's in the break room does not work. My coworker spotted the handwriting on the dry erase board, and only 2 people write on this board. And I'm going to tell y'all, the pictures that she got, it looked just like who wrote on that little piece of tissue that said, bitch, you need God. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you guys, okay? That could be seen as a threatening message. Because are you going to make me seek him? What are you going to make me do? Are you trying to threaten me? Are you trying to force your religion on me? And this is one of those things. No matter how enticing it may be for you to try to get someone to see your point of view, it's probably not a good idea for you to put your job on the line in this way. And whoever wrote this, they're going to find out. They're going to find out, because you're going to be so stupid and cavalier because the camera doesn't work. But that don't mean that they can't get that bitch to working, and they can eventually find out who it is, or you're going to talk too much and then it's going to be communicated about who it is. And this can be seen as harassment. It can be seen as a threatening note to someone. So I don't know, baby girl, who did this, but I would keep my motherfucking ear to the street about conversations regarding this situation. I would be careful about who you're talking to in the workplace. And when you do find out who did this, if I were you, I would sue them. I would pursue legal action, not against the organization, because they really are not required to have a camera working in the break room. However, it would be good for them to have one just for safety concerns, because if someone passed out, maybe someone, hurt themselves inside of the break room, just the overall security of wherever it is that you work, they should have a working camera in the break room to know what the fuck is going on. However, they don't, okay? There's nothing that was recorded during that time. So you're basically going to be reliant on he say, she say. And I agree. Some of these pictures look exactly like the writing that's on the tissue. So I'm going to share it inside of Patreon. Patreon, y'all going to see it. And if baby girl tell me I can take it to social media, then we will. All right, let's go to our next email. This one says, hello, I have a question for you. I work for my local electric company and I got fired while I was on short-term disability. I was set to return back to work on August 15th and she was supposed to come back as part-time. I was FedExed a letter on August 8th telling me that I would be fired for call avoidance, which I have never done. I was off work for some time due to my pacemaker and other medical issues. Would it help me if I tried to say I was fired unfairly? I could not control my medical issues. You seem really smart, and I don't know who else to ask. Betty, let's talk about what call avoidance is. So this is normally in customer service work environments where you are required to answer calls from customers. Call avoidance is when people put themselves in situations where they're either not available to answer the call, so calls skip them, and they're either staying on a call for too long where a call could have ended long ago, like the situation was solved long ago, because the calls are timed and they have an expectation of how long it takes for them to either solve the problem or escalate the matter up to a customer service manager. So call avoidance can happen in either of those scenarios. Like maybe the customer was talking too long, or, it just depends on how they view it. If I were you, I would take this matter up with the EEOC now. Okay. And the only reason why I'm saying EEOC is because that's basically the only people that can really get you out of this situation or even investigate it. Now, is it going to take a lot of time for them to do so? Yes. It is going to take them a lot of time. But if you are wrongfully terminated and you feel like, okay, I need to, do something, they need to do something about this, or I need to report this to someone, that's basically the only option that you really have, unless you got the money to go ahead and discuss this with an attorney and see whether or not there's a case there. But I mean, if they have any documentation at all, okay, of you avoiding a call, even if that's not really what you were doing. But remember, we talked about in our episode that was on Wednesday for everybody else. It was on Monday for Patreon. But perception is reality. And if it can be perceived as one thing, then in someone's mind, that's exactly what it is. So unfortunately, you're in a situation where you almost have to prove that this is not what you were doing. You were wrongfully terminated, and it's going to be a long escalation from here. It really is. It's going to take the EEOC a long time, about 6 months, to even view your case. And then also it's an additional 6 to 8 months where they go in, investigate, do mediation if they find that your employer was wrong. So that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go through the EEOC. It is going to take a long time. Do not sit and wait until they figure this out. You need to find you another job in the meantime. Okay. You're going to have to find you another job. Do not depend on, you getting a large lump sum of money and this is going to happen for you, because you don't know. So file that claim with the EEOC. The government shutdown is going on right now, so I don't think they're processing too much of anything, but you will have to file that claim. And you will also have to show proof that you never did this. You've never been written up for it. The company will also have to show any documentation of call avoidance and all of that. So I will go through with contacting the EEOC. Well, that is going to be today's episode, guys. It's very short because I got to take my motherfucking ass to work. But I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the update for our young lady that emailed us last week. I really fucking hate that situation even had to happen, but I'm so glad that your organization did the right thing by getting that bitch up out of there. To everybody else, remember what I said. It is never, ever worth your job, okay? You take your ass to work and keep these conversations cute, bitch. We know you can't walk around and act like you don't talk. You still have to be personable inside of a work environment, especially when you work with people. You still have to have a personable attitude. You still have to have a personable spirit. But the conversations that you are having, y'all need to be very fucking careful. Very, because it's landing a lot of people inside of the HR office and in the motherfucking unemployment line. Okay, and that line is already out the fucking door at this point, just because of the economy. It's not worth it, bitch. Okay, if I had to choose right now between saying what I want to say inside of a job or having a job, I will automatically choose that. It's fuck that job all day long, baby, because we're not stressing about no motherfucking job. But I'm also not gonna give them shit to get rid of me. That's the part that I think people are missing. Don't give them a reason, okay? Keep your motherfucking nose clean and your hands cleaner. And I will see y'all bitches on social media. Bye.